Let there be light. And so it was eons ago that men would sit around the fire at night and they would tell stories of the great fight. Welcome tonight to Goose Creek Players, A Christmas Carol. I'm so glad you could come out, and welcome those who are online. You happen to be in an online presentation tonight, so if there are a few people around the world that might be watching you right now. I am Mike Goshorn. I happen to be president of the Goose Creek Players. We have a board of 5 people, so I'm not just a single person, there's a bunch of us. And I happen to be the director tonight and the writer of the specific adaptation of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. It's been 1.5 years in the making. We started 1.5 years ago, and then we got canceled last year. And so then we had to be a little extra time, but we're grateful that we're able to put this on tonight for you to enjoy. I hope you enjoy it. It's a little bit different version than you've seen on TV. I asked that you would turn your phones off or at least put them onto airplane mode, which I'm doing right myself, okay? This is for 2 reasons. One, it's because it can interfere with the mics. And the second reason is we don't want an Amber Alert going off and then you being embarrassed because an Amber Alert went off while we were sitting in here. Now don't worry. I would like to recognize and pay homage to those who died last night in the horrible tornadoes that hit our country, and just give us 10 seconds of silence for them. Amen. So, in the event that there is an emergency, the winds are picking up a little bit, we do have shelters here, so there is nothing to worry about. If that were to happen, the lights would come on, the staff would come down, and they would direct you to a proper place to be safe. So, no worries about that. We've got everybody taken under control here. You are allowed to take pictures and video of this production. However, no flash. Please make sure right now you go in and you get into your camera and you turn that flash off. Not on auto and not on anything, all right? No flash. But you can take pictures and some video, but I reckon you're not taking too much. I'd like to recognize our Franklin Park Arts Center staff who've been very helpful in getting everything done here and allowing us to work with them. We've got Matt on sound and Mike on lights back there. Les is doing our video for the online. Elizabeth, you probably saw as you came in, she's actually the director here. There's another young man named Richard who also helps us, and Joey. So they're a wonderful team to work with. I also want to give praise to the wonderful costumes you're going to see tonight. Stacy Marsh, who also happens to be her birthday today, did a wonderful job at making the costumes. I hope you enjoy them. And I also want to give praise to 3 people who did a wonderful job in helping us build this beautiful set, and that's Thomas Kane, Brian and Kelly Williams. Wonderful job to them. Our show will run tonight about 2 hours, 1 hour, a 10-minute intermission, and then a little less than an hour after that. Unfortunately, because of COVID restrictions, there will be no concessions. You can try to get water at the water fountain or whatever, but I apologize. It's just, you know, we have to deal with that right now because of the issues at hand. Are there any very young kids in the audience tonight? There are, okay. Isabel and Nicole, can you come out, please? All right. So you're going to see some spirits running around, and I don't want you to be afraid, all right? Especially with young kid. We have some spirits that represent different portions, like specifically she represents apathy, greed. Later on, you might see bitterness and even lust, okay? They're people. They have faces. Show me your face real quick, one of you. Okay, so they're people in the costumes. They're not spirits. I mean, they're not like real ghosts or anything. So, all right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so in the spring, we are putting on You Can't Take It With You, it's in the program, it's a wonderful comedy. We hope you come back. That'll be post-Easter. For those interested in auditioning, we'll be doing that in the middle of January. If you're interested, go to our website, goosecreekplayers.com, and sign up for our newsletter, and you'll get an alert about the auditions and also about the show. And now, without further ado, Goose Creek Players would like to present to you A Christmas Carol.
happens at a snowball? No, you can't throw very good and you'll probably get hurt. Hey, old Scrooge works here. What if we hide over there and throw snowballs at him when he gets here? Yay!
Mr. Applegate.
Ah, Bertram. Are they really looking collecting charity for the poor?
I did get a nice donation from some bakers earlier. Still, I wish we could do more.
Yes. Oh, hey, these gentlemen might provide some funds. They look like they're fairly well off.
Yes, I agree. How about we try them later? But right now, I really could use a nice warm cup of tea and maybe to warm my hands.
Very well. I shall accompany you.
Hello, and welcome to our Christmas carol. A very strange thing to refer to a play as a carol. A carol by definition is a song, especially of joy. Now, that doesn't make much sense either, but perhaps if you look at the archaic definition, it might be a little more clear. Oh yes, here it is. A song sung in a circle around a set of stones.
What are you doing?
I'm telling the story of Ebenezer Scrooge.
By boring them to death?
I was simply trying to tell them why it's called a Christmas carol.
No. Everybody knows that you begin by saying, Marley was dead. There can be no doubt about it. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail.
Come, what in particular is dead about a doornail? I myself regard a coffin nail as the deadest piece of metal.
All right. Marley was dead as a coffin nail. Now are you happy?
No, I want to get to the spiritual matter at hand.
You are going to confuse them. The most important thing is that Marley was dead. This must be distinctly understood, or nothing good will come of the story we are about to tell.
The thing to recognize is what the good book tells us. Ephesians 6:12, where we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spirits, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of the world, and spiritual wickedness in high places.
Yes, certainly, but it is not poignant to our story.
It is indeed the center point of our story. Men walk through life making choices. These choices tend to affect their decisions. Take a man who decides to consume alcohol to cope with hardships. This decision makes it easier and easier to do it again until the man is consumed with the spirit of drinking.
Not all your sermonizing, preacher. What they need to know are the basic facts. Marley died 7 years ago. Scrooge never painted out Marley's name in the sign above the door. Scrooge was so greedy that he thought it too expensive to have it done.
Yes, my point exactly. The tighter that Scrooge held on to the money, the colder he got, until he no longer felt cold. He was consumed with greed, and this greed invited apathy. As we walked on the streets on the way to his office, most people simply stayed clear of him.
On this, the 7th anniversary of Marley's death, Scrooge was endeavoring to keep warm.
Mr. Cratchit!
Sorry, Mr. Scrooge, but my fingers were getting cold.
Mr. Cratchit, what are these?
A waistcoat and a shirt, Mr. Scrooge.
These are clothes, Mr. Cratchit, and they are not consumable. Coal is a consumable.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge. A Merry Christmas, Uncle.
God save you.
Ah, humbug, it's a fraud.
Christmas a fraud. Uncle, you don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What is Christmas time to you? What right do you have to marry? What reason do you have to marry? You're poor enough.
Then what right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Ah, humbug.
Don't be cross, Uncle.
Well, what else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Out with Merry Christmas. What is Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills with no money? A time to find yourself a year older, yet not an hour richer. A time to balance your books and to find you have less than what you started with. Why, if I could work my will, every idiot that goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should.
Uncle!
Nephew, keep Christmas in your way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep it.
Well, let me leave it alone then. Much good it has done you, much good it has ever done you.
There are many things from which I may have derived happiness, but have not profited 1 cent. And I dare say Christmas is among them. Of course, Christmas has a specialness due to its sacred name and origin, but in addition to Christmas's inherent holiness, I've always thought of Christmas time, as it arrives each year, as a time for kindness, forgiveness, and charity. The only time in the long calendar year I can think of where men and women freely open their hearts to each other and truly think of each other as fellow beings in this world and not inferior creatures. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good and will do me good. And I say, God bless it and Merry Christmas.
Another sound from you, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. You're quite the powerful speaker, sir. It's a wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
When hell freezes over.
But why? Why?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love. Good afternoon.
Nay, Uncle, but you never gave it as a reason for not coming before, so why give it as a reason for not coming now?
Good afternoon.
I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why cannot we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry with all my heart to find you so resolute. We've never had any quarrel to which I have been a party, but I have made the journey in honor of my mother, and your sister, and in honor of Christmas. So I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
By the way, Uncle Ebenezer, I found these old letters you had written my mother. I thought you might like them. A Merry Christmas, Bob.
And to you too, sir.
There he is, my clerk, with 15 shillings a week and a wife and family, talking about a Merry Christmas. Bah, humbug. I feel like I'm living in an asylum.
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe?
Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
Well, we have no doubt that his generosity is well represented by surviving partner.
Mr. Scrooge, at this festive season of the year, it is customary to provide some small provision for the poor destitute. They suffer greatly at this time. Many thousands are freezing. Hundreds of thousands are in want of basic comfort, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are. Still, I wish I could say they were not.
The parliamentary laws to protect us from the poor are in full vigor then.
To my shame, they're enforced to their fullest extent, sir.
Well, I was afraid from what you said at first that something had occurred to keep them from their useful course. I'm very glad to hear otherwise.
With the imposition that the government scarcely furnishes Christian cheer to the multitude, a few of us are endeavoring to raise money to buy the poor some meat and drink, and maybe some blankets and firewood for warmth. We choose this time because, well, it's Christmas, and we find that people are more inclined to give. So what should I put you down for?
Nothing.
Ah, you wish to be left anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. Since you asked me what I wish, that is it. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. Those establishments I mentioned, I have to support them with my taxes. They cost enough. And those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there, and many would rather die.
Oh, you'll pardon me, but I can't possibly know that.
But you might know that if you were to talk to those in need.
It's none of my business. It's enough for a man to understand his own business and to leave other people's alone. Mine occupies me constantly. If they had rather die, they'd better just do it and get a decrease in surplus population. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
This is
Oh, what's in here? God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from sin.
Get off here, buzzers! They call the local constable. Humbug.
Mr. Scrooge, I'm so sorry to disturb you on Christmas Eve, but I know how late the hours you work are, and I took the chance that I might find you here at your office.
What trick are you up to?
Trick, Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, what game are you playing at, moaning like that when you enter?
I'm playing no game, I assure you, sir. Is everything all right?
So you didn't moan, huh? Yes, everything's all right. Well, Miss Harrington, I assume you are here to make a payment.
Well, I've run into a bit of a problem, you see, and I came here to make an arrangement for an extension.
The terms of the loan were quite clear when you signed them.
Yes, of course, sir, but it's not easy finding position at the moment, and if I could just have a little more time. You see, I'm good for it. I'm a hard worker.
Now, that's my concern, Miss Harrington. If you cannot make a payment, you must pay the penalty, and do so in a timely fashion, or you'll forfeit your collateral. Otherwise, you'll find yourself in debtor's prison. And there's not a court in the land that will not rule in my favor.
Maybe so, sir, but that doesn't make it right.
Well, I have the right to be paid the money owed me.
But Mr. Scrooge, I'm sure you've seen tough times yourself and have needed a helping hand from time to time.
God helps those who help themselves, Miss Harrington. Good night. And a full payment is due by the end of the year.
Were you always such a cold and unfeeling man, Mr. Scrooge?
You may find me cold and unfeeling, but I would venture to say that I'm a man of my word. A man whose word means something. A man whose word can strike a deal and with his, back it up with his signature. My signature is worth something. Yours, it would appear, if you continue to treat your financial obligations and business dealings in this fashion, will soon be worthless. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm on my way to the Nag's Head Pub for a well-earned and well-deserved supper. Good night.
I'll be going now, sir, if you please.
suppose you'll want the whole day tomorrow.
It's quite convenient, sir.
Well, it's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I was to stop half a crown for it, you'd find yourself ill-used, I'll be bound. Yet you don't find me ill-used if I have to pay a day's wage for no work.
It's only once a year, sir.
Poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have the whole day. Well, be here all the earlier next morning.
Yes, sir. Indeed, sir. As you say, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, sir.
I'm here, aren't I?
Oh, I told you you would be here. Didn't I say he would be here? Oh, I just knew you'd change your mind.
You're right, I have changed my mind.
Oh, good. Then you'll take our bid?
The price has gone up.
Gone up, but that's not possible.
If you want my corn, ladies, you must pay the price I quoted, plus 5% for the delay.
But that's outrageous, Scrooge. You'll be left with a warehouse stuffed with rotting corn.
Well, that's my affair, isn't it?
But Scrooge, if we pay your price, our bread will be dear. The poor will suffer.
Well, buy your corn someplace else. Good afternoon.
Scrooge, a moment. We'll take your corn at the price you quoted yesterday.
Too late for that. And if you wait any longer, it'll cost you another 5%.
Darn it, Scrooge, it's not fair.
No, but it's business. I'll give you a moment to make up your mind.
All right, Scrooge. Done and done.
Well, very good, ladies. Now, make sure a draft for the entire amount of this transaction is deposited with my clerk. I don't ship until I have cash in hand. Good night.
Scrooge took his melancholy dinner to his usual pub, and having read all of the newspapers, he then spent the rest of his leaving examining and re-examining his banker's book until he was content with the amount of money he had gained that afternoon. Then he proceeded to head home.
Scrooge lived in the chambers of a deceased partner. The yard that evening was so dark that even Scrooge, who knew its every stone, had to grope with his hands.
It is a fact that there was nothing at all particular about this knocker, except that it was very, very large.
It is also a fact that Scrooge had seen that knocker more than 1,000 times in the years he had lived there.
Let it be borne in mind that Scrooge had not bestowed one thought on Marley since the last mention of his 7 years dead partner that afternoon.
But when he put his key in the lock of the door, he saw on the knocker a dreadful apparition.
Scrooge!
As Scrooge looked fixatedly at this phenomenon, it was the knocker again.
Ah, It's humbug still. I won't believe it. What do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Well, who were you then? You're particular for a shade.
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Jacob, can you sit down?
I can.
Well, do it then.
You don't believe in me.
I don't.
What evidence would you have of my reality beyond that of your own senses?
I don't know.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Well, because little things affect them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheap. You might be an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, an undercooked portion of potato. Why, there's more gravy than grave about you, whatever you are. Do you see this toothpick?
I do,
You're not looking at it.
but I see it notwithstanding.
Well, I have but to swallow this and be for the rest of my days persecuted by a legion of goblins, all of my own creation. Humbug, I tell you! Humbug! No, mercy, dreadful apparition. Why do you trouble me?
Man of a worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do, I must, but why do spirits walk the earth and why do they come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him walk forth among his fellow men and travel far and wide. If that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander the earth and witness the joys of life it cannot share, but might have shared on earth.
You were fettered. Tell me why.
This is the chain I forged myself. I made it in life, link by link, yard by yard, and of my own free will I wore it. Is this pattern familiar to you? Oh, do you know the length and weight of your own chain? It was quite as heavy and as long as this 7 Christmas Eves ago, and you have labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain.
Jacob Marley, speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give. That comes from other regions and is conveyed to other sorts of men. Nor may I tell you more. I cannot rest in life. My spirit never walked beyond her own counting house. Marley, in life, my spirit never roved beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hole. And now, weary journeys lie before me.
You must have been awful slow about it, Jacob.
Slow?
Well, yes, 7 years dead and traveling all the time?
The whole time. No rest. No peace. Incessant torture of remorse.
You travel fast?
On the wings of the wind. Wings of the wind.
You must have got over a great quantity of ground in 7 years.
Hear me. Captive! Bound in double hands! I did not know my torment would be eternal. I did not know what little opportunity I had in life to affect the lives of others and my own. And most of all, I did not know that no amount of regret can make amends for one's life opportunities misused. Yet such was I. Such was I.
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, benevolence were all my business. My day-to-day trade was but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my true business. At this Yuletide season, I suffer the most. Why did I walk always through crowds of my fellow men with my eyes turned down and never raise them to that blessed star that led the wise men on that first Christmas day? Was there no poor and needy through which that light might have guided me? Hear me. My time is nearly gone.
I will. But don't speak flowery to me, Jacob. Don't be harsh on me.
I am here tonight to warn you that you may yet have a chance and hope of escaping my fate, Ebenezer.
You were always a good friend to me, Jacob. Thank you.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the chance and hope you mentioned, Jacob?
It is.
Well, I think I'd rather not.
Without those visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I have them all once and have it over with, Jacob?
Expect the second at the end of the first day's sojourn, about the same time. The third or the next, when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. Look to see me no more. And look that for your own sake, you remember what has passed between us. I impart to you one additional gift. Until the 3 spirits have finished their work, you will be able to see your own chains and afflictions.
clock before I went to bed. Something must have gotten through the clock. An icicle must have got into it and stopped it from working. 12. It isn't possible that I slept through the entire day and well into the next night. No. It isn't possible that something happened to the sun and this is 12 at noon. No. Was this all a dream? Or what? O'clock. And nothing else. Bah! Humbug! Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
I prithee to put a cap on your head.
What? Would you so soon put out with worldly hands the light I give? Is it not enough that you are one of those whose passions made this cap and forced me through multitudes of years to wear it low upon my brow?
I most sincerely apologize. I meant no offense. And I certainly do not remember ever forcing anyone to wear a cap, but may I inquire as to the purpose of your visit?
Your welfare.
Well, thank you, but wouldn't a complete and restful sleep be the best remedy for my welfare?
Your reclamation, then. Take heed. Rise and walk with me. These shall remain here.
I'm a mortal and liable to fall.
Bear but a touch of my hand there, and you should be upheld in more than this.
Good heavens, I was bred in this place. I was a boy here.
Your lip is trembling, and what is that upon your cheek?
Lead on, spirit, lead on.
You recollect the way?
Recollected? Why, I could walk it blindfold. Strange to have forgotten it for so many years. Oh, let's go on. Oh, it's my old boarding school. I haven't been there in years. I don't even know if it's still there or not. I was there for several years, you know, and learned a lot from the teachers there. They taught me a lot about business and about life. Oh. Samuel, Phoebe, Elizabeth.
These were but shadows of the things that have been. They have no consciousness of us. The school is not quite deserted. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there still.
My father was still in debtor prison, and I had to remain at the boarding school. But I wasn't all alone. Look, I had Hercules, and I had Ulysses, and Alibaba. I wish, but it's too late now.
What is the matter?
Nothing. It's just that there were some people at my doorstep last night singing Christmas carols, and I should like to be giving them something. That's all.
Let us see another Christmas.
I've come to bring you home, my dear brother. To bring you home.
Home, little thing?
Yes, home for good and all. Home forever and ever. once more, if you might come home. And he said, yes, you shall. And he sent me in a coach to bring you. And you are to never come back here. And you are to be a man. But first, we are to spend Christmas together and have the merriest time in the world.
Oh, man, you have grown so much.
And we are to bake together and make treacle tarts and build snowmen and chase the geese across the lake. Bring down Master Scrooge's box there.
Oh, man, can we really do all those things? No washing or wood cutting? Can I sit in my old treehouse?
Everything you can throw in it. We may have to wash a thing or two, or chop a stick, but that's it. We'll work at it together.
Oh, man, how wonderful.
Such a delicate creature. My breath might have withered, but she had a large heart.
That's true. I won't deny that, Spirit. God forbid.
She died a woman and had, as I think, children?
One child.
True. Your nephew.
Yes. Fred.
He resembles his mother.
Does he?
I thought you recognized her visage in his.
I saw no such thing. I was a princess here. Oh, look, it's Fezziwig. It's old Fezziwig alive again. And who's there with him? Why, it's Jacob Marley, the day I very first met him.
Ah, Ebenezer, allow me to introduce you to a business associate of mine, Mr. Jacob Marley.
Oh, Mr. Marley, very pleased to meet you.
So you're the young man I've been hearing so much about.
Yes, it appears our young Ebenezer has a keen mind when it comes to business, Jacob. Why, year after year we've rewarded them with a profit. Can you believe it? Oh, you're whole there, Dick.
What is that pulling and protruding out of off of Jacob Marley?
Even now, your partner is building his chain without knowing of its existence.
Mr. Fezziwig, sorry to interrupt, but Harvey Grayson is here to see you.
Oh, dear, what is he want?
It's Dick Wilkins. Let's be, there he is, Dick Wilkins. He would very much attach me with Dick. Poor Dick. Dear, dear.
So, Mr. Scrooge, in your professional opinion, is Mr. Fezziwig handling his business in such a manner as to maximize his profits?
Well, Mr. Marley, I don't think it's right for me to comment on my master's business affairs.
Oh, come on now. I was asking your opinion not as a friend of Mr. Fezziwig, but as a man of business. Is Mr. Fezziwig, to put it plainly, making as much money as he could?
Mr. Fezziwig, while a good man, but not always of business, unfortunately, has other priorities.
I thought so. I was going to buy him out, you know. I'd even made him an offer. But then you came on the scene, and all of a sudden, Mr. Fezziwig is rolling in money. And I asked myself, how did he manage that? How did he manage that? Well, he didn't manage it, did he, Mr. Scrooge? You did. Yes, you're the one. And a very shrewd man of business you are, Mr. Scrooge. I am most impressed.
Well, thank you, Mr. Marley. That's very kind of you to say.
Oh, nonsense, I speak the truth. If you were to let your heart rule your business, as Mr. Fezziwig does, then I'd call you a fool and say that you deserve all the punishment that your foolishness brings you. But you are no fool, are you, Mr. Scrooge?
Well, I wouldn't call myself a fool, but I do think there's more to life than business.
That's Fezziwig talking. Life is business. And the business of life is profits. You and I must speak profits sometime. I'm fully prepared to offer you a position in my firm.
Are you indeed, sir?
Yes. I've been seeking a keen young man to groom as my partner. And from all my inquiries, you seem to be that man. If you had come along, Fezziwig would be spending his winter in the pool house instead of celebrating Christmas. Why not come and work for me, where you can reap the profits of your own labor? You do your partnership at first, but I promise you, a full, equal partnership if you prove yourself worthy.
Well, Mr. Marley, I'm very tempted and overwhelmed by your generous offer. But Mr. Fezziwig has been more than fair with me, and I feel I owe him a debt of gratitude.
Well, you are loyal, I'll say that. You need to decide right away. But do plan to come and visit me after the new year so that we can discuss this matter further. You have a great future ahead of you, Ebenezer, if you're willing to take it.
That Mr. Mason will be the ruin of me.
Well, why do you do business with him then?
Well, he's been a client of mine for many years now. He's been with me when times are hard, so I feel it only fair that I help out during his hard times. Ebenezer, make note that the payment for the lumber we shipped to Mr. Mason last month will be moved to the beginning of March.
Yes, Mr. Fezziwig.
Oh, poor fellow. Now, Jacob, you must stay with us and have a glass of punch and join us in celebrating the holiday.
Oh, yes, thank you, no, Mr. Fezziwig. I am afraid I have some other business to attend to.
Why, Mr. Marley, are you guys all right?
Oh, yes, it's just a bit of indigestion, nothing serious.
Must you
But
go to see?
there is this business, this small matter, but it's a matter that requires my attention. So, good day to you, sir.
Well, Merry Christmas, Mr. Marley.
Merry Christmas, yes. And Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Scrooge.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Yo-ho, my boys! No more tonight! 'Twas achieved! Christmas, Ebenezer! The time shows up for I could say, Jack Robinson! Come on, let's not dilly-dally here. Let's make this a good Christian Christmas. More Christian, less pagan. And careful, those are very international, very cuisine like. Yes, we got those actually from the Amazons, you know. Now, come on, Ebenezer, you're being such a humbug right now. All right, let's have a country dance! our young Ebenezer has a feat for dance as well as in it for business. Oh, good lad.
What more could you ask for in a husband? I wonder. Hey, Belle.
Now, dear. Let's not make the young couple blush. Let's just attend to our other guests.
Don't be embarrassed, Ebenezer. They're only teasing.
Oh, I know, but it'll take more than being able to dance to provide for a family and a wife. And that you, sweet and beautiful Belle, may not want to wait. Only there was some sign I may know your heart.
I love you, Ebenezer. And I've told you often that I will wait until our fortunes are better.
Well, speaking of fortunes, Jacob Marley has offered me a position to be a junior partner in his firm. Can you believe it?
Are you not happy here?
Of course. But if given the opportunity to improve one's position in life, I see no reason not to take it. Why? Does this trouble you?
Well, from what I know of Mr. Marley, I'm just not so certain he's the kind of man you should be looking for.
Nonsense. He's successful and rich, and if he takes an interest in my future, I should at least consider his offer.
What are you two up to?
Nothing.
Oh, well then, perhaps I can convince Belle to join me for a dance.
I'm sorry, Dick, but my dance card is already filled.
Is it? Come on now. You can tell your old friend Dick Wilkins.
Well, if you must know, Belle and I plan to marry.
Uh-huh, you do? I knew there was something going on between you two. Congratulations, Ebenezer. Congratulations, Belle. I wish the two of you a long and happy life together.
Well, I'm sure that one day you'll meet a fine young woman and marry her and have a very happy and fine family of your own.
Well, I'm never fortunate enough to meet someone as pretty as you, Belle. Then, I hope I'm smart enough to let her know how I feel and snatch her up before somebody else does. Again, congratulations.
What a grand night.
Grand indeed.
Yes, and all thanks to old Fezzy, eh?
Oh, what a kind and generous man he is.
Here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. To our dear old Mr. Fezziwig, may he have a long life, and may good fortune follow him all of his days.
Well said.
Agreed.
Small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small?
Why, is it not? He has spent but a few pounds of your mortal money. 3 or 4, perhaps. Is that so much that he deserves this praise?
It isn't that, Spirit. He had the power to make us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or a burden, a pleasure or a toil. Say that his power lie in words and deeds and things so small and insignificant that if you add them all up, what then? The happiness he gave was quite as great as if it had cost him a fortune.
What is the matter?
Nothing particular.
Something, I think.
No, I just would like to have a word or two with my clerk just now, but that's all.
My time grows short. Come.
Belle? What's the matter?
I was afraid you weren't coming. I know how busy you are.
Well, the time of year and nature of my business, it's important I use my time and opportunities wisely.
Another idol has displaced me.
What idol has displaced you?
Well,
Well, my own experiences have taught me there's nothing worse than poverty. The world condemns me for the pursuit of wealth.
you fear the world too much. All your other hopes have merged into the hope of being beyond the reach of poverty and judgment. I've seen your nobler aspirations, mercy and compassion, fall off until the master passion's greed and apathy engross you. Is it not true?
Even if I have grown so much wiser, what then? I'm not changed towards you, am I?
You are changed. When it was made, you were another man. Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so. Until in time we can improve our wealthy fortunes by patience. And love.
I was a boy.
Your heart tells you that no longer what you once were.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no.
In what then?
A changed nature. An altered spirit. And everything that made me love you. Tell me, if there had been no understanding between us, would you seek me out and try to win me now? A dowerless girl with nothing but herself to bring to a marriage. You have no answer?
You think I would not then?
These were a safe and terrible answer. So characteristic of the careful man. Ebenezer, I release you. You are now a free man. I let you go with a full heart, the love that you once were. May you be happy in the life you've chosen.
I so wanted to go after her.
Yes, your own habits and self-adopted oppressions were already strong then. They are much stronger now.
Spirit, I've seen enough. I don't want to be here anymore. Why do you like to torture me?
One shadow more.
No more. No more shadows. No, I can take no more, please. I don't want to see anymore. No.
All right, off to bed, all of you. Come on.
Oh, do we have to, Mommy?
Yes, it's well past your bedtime.
But we're not tired. No, we're not. Can we please have another story?
You've already had 3.
Just one more, please.
More stories tomorrow.
Aww.
Now off to bed, all of you. Your mother and I will be up shortly to kiss all of you good night.
But I'm hungry.
Me too. Hungry? After all the times you had for dessert, how could you possibly be hungry?
Can we please have another story? Oh, I can tell them a story, Mother.
Will you, my dear?
Yes, you'd probably be first. I'll put little ones to bed.
All right. Well, now that you hear that your sister's going to go tell you a story.
Okay, so what story do you want to hear? Good King Wenceslas. Yes, tell us that story. But you heard Father tell you that story. We want to hear it again. Again and again and again. All right, but I'm not sure you can tell us what his father does. Come on now. Oh.
Oh my, what a day.
No. I saw an old friend of ours this afternoon.
Who was it?
Yes.
Yes. Well, how can I? Well, I don't know. Mr. Scrooge?
Yeah, you're right. It was Mr. Scrooge. So, I was just walking down the streets of London, as I usually do around this time of year. And I just so happened, coincidentally, to walk by his office. And his window was open, and I could see him just sitting inside. From what I've heard, his business partner, Jacob Marley, lies upon the point of death. Very sad. So, Mr. Scrooge, from what I saw of him, he just looked quite alone in this world, I do believe.
Spirit, why do you like to torture me? Why have you brought me here? Why do you show me things I cannot change?
As I told you before, for your reclamation, take heed. These were shadows of the things that have been, that they are what they are. You cannot blame me.
No, I can take no more. Do not harm me anymore. Leave me. I don't want to go home. I don't want to say it. I don't want to see this anymore. I can take no more. Please let me go home. I don't want to see this anymore.
Ebenezer Scrooge, come in.
Come in. Come in and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Have you never seen the likes of me before?
Never.
Have you never walked forth with the younger members of my family, the elder ones born these later years? For I am very young.
I don't think that I have. I'm afraid I have not, Spirit. Do you have many brothers?
More than 1,800.
A tremendous family to provide for. Well, Spirit, conduct me where you will. I went forth last night on compulsion, and I learned a lesson which is working on me now. If you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe. Watch and observe.
Is there a peculiar flavor to what you sprinkle with your torch?
There is my own.
Does it apply to any given on this day?
To any kindly given to a poor man most.
Why to a poor man most?
Because he needs it most.
Well, Spirit, I wonder, hey? Why is it I'm not fettered by my own chain, my own spirits tonight?
Because tonight you walk with me, and the spirit of Christmas makes all burdens light. It would do you well to remember that.
I promise that I will.
You see where we are?
I don't know this part of town. It's dark down here, and I don't know this part.
There are millions of people that live in this part of town.
Millions? What's the name? Is it? Oh.
See where we are. This is the home of the clerk that works for you, Bob Cratchit.
Whatever has your precious father and your brother Tiny Tim, and Martha born as late last Christmas Day by half an hour?
Here I am, Mother.
There's such a goose.
Why, bless my heart alive, my dear. How late you are.
We did deal with work to finish up last night. Had to clear away this morning, Mother.
Well, never mind, as long as you are come. Sit ye down by the fire and warm yourself. Lord bless thee.
Oh, no! Father's coming! Hi, Martha, hi!
Why? Where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming. Not coming upon Christmas Day.
Here I am, Father. No worries on Christmas Day.
What a cheeky trick you played on me. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas.
And how did little Tim behave?
As good as gold and better. Somehow, he gets thoughtful, sitting by himself so much. And he thinks of the strangest thoughts you ever heard. He told me coming home that he hoped people had seen him at the church, because he was a cripple. And it might be pleasant for them to remember on Christmas Day who 'twas who made lame beggars walk and blind men see. Everyone. Feast, 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 feast. There has never been such a goose. Oh, delicious.
It's all gone at last.
Ah, what's next?
The fruity pudding.
Yes, greatest success achieved by Mother since first we married.
Now the weight is off me mine. I confess I did have me doubts of the quantity of flour.
Oh, no. A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
A Merry Christmas to us all. God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Spirit, tell me, will Tiny Tim live?
I see a vacant chair on the poor chimney corner and a crutch without an owner carefully preserved. If these shadows of the future remain unaltered, the child will die.
No. Tell me he'll be spared.
Well, maybe the child shouldn't die. It's better to decrease the surplus population. Man, if man you be, forbear your wicked utterances until you know what the surplus is and where it is. Who you decide what men shall live and what men shall die? It may be in the sight of heaven you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child. Oh God, to hear you whine about this singular child when millions more are suffering.
Mr. Scrooge. I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
Founder of feast indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon and hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, the children, Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I'm sure, on which one drinks to an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man such as Mr. Scrooge. You know his, Robert. No one knows it better than you do, poor fellow.
My dear, Christmas Day.
I'll drink his health for your sake and the day's, not for his. Long life to him, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
To Mr. Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge.
Peter, I've spoken to a master of metalsmithing and spoke of your skills. He is willing to start you on as an apprentice in the new year. It will bring, if obtained, a full 5 and 6 pence every week.
Brilliant. Why, I'm only a lowly apprentice at a milliner's, and I will never bring in so much as that. You know, Peter, the Lord I work for is not as tall as you, Peter. See, Peter, you're the make for a Lord.
Now, Ebenezer, we are going to a miner's village where they toil in the bowels of the earth. But they know me. See?
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Brown young virgin mother inside, holy infant so tender and mild.
And this, Ebenezer, is a fisher's village.
Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem.
You see, Ebenezer, these people need Christmas, if for no other reason, to bring some joy into their otherwise miserable lives. And so what if they pinch your pocket once a year?
He said that Christmas was a humbug. And as I live, he believed it too.
Oh, more shame for him, Fred.
He's a comical old fellow, darting back and forth as though something pulls him one way and then the other. And that's the truth of it. Not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offenses carry their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him.
Well, I'm sure he's very rich, Fred. Alex Rose told me so.
And what of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. He don't do any good with it. He don't even make himself comfortable with it, and he hasn't the satisfaction of thinking that he's ever going to benefit us with it.
I have no patience with him.
None whatsoever.
Oh, I have. I feel sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself. Always. Here he takes it into his head to dislike us, and he won't come and dine with us. What's the consequence? We don't lose much of a dinner.
Indeed. I think he loses a very good dinner.
Well, I'm very glad to hear it. I haven't great faith in these young housekeepers. But what do you say, Topper?
Well, I think he loses the greatest in the lack of such fine company. Indeed, it is his loss, not mine.
Oh, Mr. Topper. Oh, do go on, Fred. You know, he never finishes what he has to say. He's such a ridiculous fellow.
I was only going to say that the consequence of him taking a dislike to us and not making merry with us is, as I say, that he loses some pleasant moments, which could do him no harm. I'm sure he loses pleasanter companions in his own thoughts than he can in his moldy old officer's dusty chambers. But I defy him. And if he sees me going there year after year in good spirits saying, "Uncle Scrooge, how are you?" if it only puts him in the vein of leaving his poor clerk 50 pounds, that's something. And I think I shook him yesterday.
Fred looks a lot like his mother, does he not?
Does he? Well, I suppose he does a little.
Why did you not spend more time with him when he was little?
Well, Van died when he was a baby, and I was busy with important business.
Mankind should be your business.
Well, let's take a little longer to party. I see so few of them.
Well, you know the remedy for that, but we must move on.
Let's play a game, Fred. You go first. Yes, no.
Under game. Let's say for just 1 half hour, for just one.
All right. Well, you all know the rules. But first, we must set our stage. 3 chairs in the front, 4 chairs in the back, and windows, please. I want to see everyone's smiling faces. But as I said, you know the rules. I will think of something, and you all shall guess. As you guess, you go from standing to sitting, and then back to standing. And finally, with one last standing, at that point, if none have guessed, I shall be declared the winner.
Is it an animal?
Yes.
A live animal?
Yes.
Rather a cerebral animal.
Try to keep it to one guess, but yes.
A savage animal.
Yes.
Right. Is it an animal that growled and grunted sometimes?
Yes.
That talks sometimes.
Yes.
Ooh, a small animal.
No.
A large animal.
Yes.
Lives in London.
Yes.
Walks off streets.
Yes.
Made a show of.
No.
Led by anyone?
No.
Lives in a menagerie.
No.
Killed in a market.
No.
Sold in a market.
I said try to keep it to one guess, though since it changes nothing, no.
Eaten at Christmas.
No.
A horse.
No.
A donkey.
No.
A cow.
No.
A bull!
No.
A bear.
No.
An ox.
No.
No. A pig.
1! Yes, ma'am! And no! You have one last guess.
I know what it is, Fred. I know what it is.
What is it then?
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
You have deceived us, Fred. Your Uncle Scrooge is most certainly a bear. I cry fault.
He has given us plenty of merriment, I'm sure. And it would be ungrateful not to drink to his health. So here's a glass of mulled wine, ready to our hand at the moment. And I say, to Uncle Scrooge!
Uncle Scrooge!
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, or whatever he is. He may not take it from me, but nevertheless, may he have it. To Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge!
Thank you, Fred. Thank you much. You're always a kind lad.
What? No bar and humbug? We must get going. My time is growing short.
Our spirits' lives so short?
Yes, my life on this globe is very brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
Yes, tonight at midnight. Hark, there is the sign now.
Pardon me, Spirit, but if I'm saying something I shouldn't be saying, but there seems to be something protruding out of your skirt. Is it a foot or a claw?
It could be a foot. It could have some flesh on it. Look, look here, look.
Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's, and they cling to me, beseeching their fathers. The boy is ignorant, the girl is want. Beware them both, but most of all, beware this boy, for it is on his brow that doom is written, unless the writing be erased. Deny it, slander those he tell ye, or you will doom your race indeed.
Are there no refuge, no resource?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come? You're about to show me shadows of things that have not happened, but that will happen in the time before us. Is that so, Spirit? Oh, ghost of the future, I fear you more than any specter I have seen. But since I know your purpose is to do me good, and as I hope to live a different life than what I was, I will gladly bear you company. Will you not speak to me, Spirit? Lead on. The night is waning fast, and it's precious time to me, I know. Lead on.
No, I don't know much about it. Either way, I only know he's dead. Well, when did he die? Last night, I believe. Why, what was the matter with him? I thought he would never die. God knows. What was he done with his money? I don't know. Let's do his company, perhaps. He hasn't left any of it to me. It was like to be a very cheap funeral. For part of my life, I didn't want to go to it. Perhaps make him a party volunteer. Well, I don't mind going when lunch is provided, but I must be fed if I attend. Well, I am the most interested among you, for I never wear button-up and I never eat lunch. But I'll offer to go if anyone else will, because I'm not at all sure I wasn't his most particular friend, for we used to stop and speak whenever we met. Oh, yes, good night.
Bertram, have you heard?
Heard what?
Well, old Stingy's guys are at last, eh?
Yes, so I am told. I was headed over to the executor or the estate now to see if any reconciliation for the poor could be attempted.
Oh, do you think they'll be so inclined?
Well, it is Christmas. Perhaps they'll be generous.
What he wouldn't give to us in life, we will appropriate by his death. A fine exchange for the old miser.
Yes, indeed. Well, shall we meet later? 3:30 to discuss the distribution to the poor?
Indubitably.
without meaning to.
Well, you've come to the right place. Come sit. Don't be shy. We're all suitable to our calling. We're well matched to be sure.
What odds, Mrs. Dilber? I have no qualms, no reservations at us meeting here. Everyone's got a right to take care of himself. Why, that miserable old miser always did.
This is true indeed. No man more so. He is such a miserable old cuss. I have no regrets on what was done.
Well, then don't just stand there staring like you was afraid, woman. Who's the wiser for us meeting here? We ain't gonna pick holes in each other's clothes, are we?
No, but it would still be best if we weren't seen with each other. The tones would wag, and our positions would be at risk.
I can't say our association is great. But I mean, who's the wiser?
Who's the worse for the loss of a few things? Not a dead man, I suppose.
Now, that old man never appreciated the services I provided for him. Every Christmas, same empty pockets and callous hands was my reward.
If he wanted to keep him after he was dead, well then, why wasn't he more genial in his lifetime? Wicked old Scrooge. Why, if he had been, he would have had somebody with him when he was struck with death. Instead of lying there, gasping out his last, all alone by himself.
It's the truest word that was ever spoken, Mr. Oliver. It's a judgment on him. I mean, he was the stingiest man in the world.
Well, I wish my bundle was a heavier one. And it should have been. If I could have laid my hands on anything else, it would have been. Now, open my bundle, Joe. Tell me its value to you. I ain't afraid to be the first, nor afraid to have everybody else see. We all knew we was helping ourselves before we came here. It's no sin to see to one's livelihood.
What do you think, Joe? Oh, it would have been a little heavier if two others hadn't filled it up a bit.
You've been a busy man, Mr. Tackleton. Let's see. A seal, a pencil case, some sleeve buttons. Let's see. How about £1.08 and not another 6pence? Even if they were boiling me for not doing so. Who's next?
Take you and give her at my bundle, Joe. It must be worth something. He surrounded himself with all these things, so it must be very valuable.
Mrs. Dilber, quite a stash. Of course, I always give too much to the ladies. It's a weakness I have, and it will be my ruin. Let's see here. £3 even. And not another penny, even if you ask an open question. And I repent for being so little, and take back £0.50.
Now, open up my bundle, Joe. I was here first.
Yes, here. What's these, bed curtains?
I hate bed curtains.
You don't mean you took them down, rings and all, with him lying there, do ya?
And why not? He weren't apt to catch cold.
I hope he didn't die of catching anything.
Don't you worry about that. None of us was so fond of him that he'd loiter about if we had.
What's this?
Oh, you can hold that shirt up and look at it till your eyes ache, but you won't find one hole in it, nor even a threadbare place. It's the best one he had, and a fine one, too. They would have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
Why do you call it wasting it?
Why? Putting it on him to be buried in, to be sure.
Let's see. How about
6 pounds, 4 shillings, and 2 pence. And not another penny, even if I was gonna marry the queen.
So this is how it ends. He scared everybody off from when he was alive so as to profit us when he was dead.
Spirit, I see the case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way now. Oh, merciful heavens, what are we doing here? Spirit, if I am to change, if I'm to change this unhappy and need not be, I will not die alone or unloved. I am most grateful to you. Thank you very much. I have learned my lesson, and now I wish to go home. Oh, merciful heaven! What grave is this? What have you taken me here? Spirit, is this the grave of the man who the thieves discussed? Do I know this man? Oh, Spirit, I do not like this place. I don't wish to be here. I wish to be here. Let's leave this place, and in leaving it, I will not leave the lessons it teaches behind. Trust me, let's go. I would if I could, but I have not the power, Spirit. I have not the power. If there's anyone in this town who has emotion connected with this death, show that person to me, Spirit. Show that person to me, please.
Oh, is it good news or bad? Bad. Or are we quite ruined? No, there's hope yet, Caroline. If he belongs, there is. Nothing is past hope, if such a miracle has happened. He is past relenting. He's dead. Oh, then he already saved. Forgive me, Father. Last night I went to see him and asked for a week's delay. I thought he was trying to avoid me, but what half-drunk Gordon told me must have been true. He was not only very ill, but dying. Well, to whom were that transferred? I don't know, but before that time we should be ready with money, and even if we are not, it would be bad fortune indeed to end up with someone as miserly as he was. We may sleep tonight with light hearts, Caroline.
Let me see some emotion connected with the dead spirit, or that dark chamber which we left will forever be present in me.
And Jesus sat down and called the 12 and spake unto them. If any man desire to be first, the same shall be last of all and servant of all. And he took a child and set him in the midst of them.
The color hurts my eyes. It makes them weak by candlelight, and I wouldn't want to show weak eyes for your father when he comes home. For the world, it must be near his time.
Past it, rather. But I think he's walked a little slower than he used to these past few evenings.
I have known him to walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder. Very fast indeed.
And so have I.
So have I.
But he was very light to carry, and Father loved him so much that it was no trouble at all. There's your father at the door. You went to visit today then, Robert? It's Sunday.
Yes. I wish you could have gone. It would do you good to see how green a place it is. But you'll see it often. I told him that I would take you all there on a Sunday. I met Mr. Scrooge's nephew today. I scarcely knew him. I saw him but once a year on Christmas Day. He asked me why I was down, on which I told him. I'm heartily sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit. I'm heartily sorry for your good wife. By the by, how he knew that, I don't know.
Knew what, my dear?
Why, that you were a good wife, of course.
Why, everybody knows that.
Well observed, my boy. I hope they do. I'm heartily sorry for your good wife, he said. If I could be of service in any way, he said. And then he handed me his card. That is where I live. Pray come to me, he said. Now, it wasn't for the sake of anything that he might be able to do for us, so much as for his kind way. And this was quite delightful.
I'm sure.
It was as if he had greatly known our Tiny Tim and felt with us.
I'm sure he's a good soul.
Oh, you'd be sure if you saw and spoke to him. I should not be surprised. Mark what I say. If he got our Peter a better situation.
Only hear that, Peter?
And then Peter will be Master Metalsmithing.
Come, get along with you.
And then Peter will have a house of his own and a wife to boot.
It's as likely as not. Someday. But there's plenty of time for that, my dear. However, and whenever we part from one another, I'm sure we shall not forget Tiny Tim, shall we?
No, never, Father.
And I know. I know, my dears, that when we recollect how patient he was, and how mild he was, even though he was a little child, that we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves and forget Tiny Tim in doing it.
No,
never, Father.
I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy.
Spirit, something tells me that our parting moment is at hand. I know it, but I know not how. Tell me, who was that man upon the stone? Before I approach the stone to which you point, Spirit, answer me one question. Are these shadows of things that will be, or are things that may be only? Men's courses will determine the outcome, but if the courses be changed, the outcome will be altered. Say it be so with my life, Spirit. Say it be so with my life as well. Am I the man whom the thieves discussed? Oh, no, Spirit, no, Spirit, hear me. I'm not the man I was. I'm not the man I would be, but for this intercourse. Why show me these things if I'm beyond all hope? Good Spirit, your nature intercedes for me and pities me. I know. You will assure me that I may be able to change the shadows and to change what is going to happen ahead of me. Please. I will honor Christmas. I will honor Christmas with all my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past and the present and the future. The spirits of all three shall dwell within me, and I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. Oh, Spirit, tell me that I may sponge away the writing on this stone. Oh, I will live in the past and the present and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. Oh, Spirit, I know now. I need to treat my court better. I need to care for my family or Fred better. I need to be aware of that. Oh, I will keep Christmas in my heart, and I'll try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, in the present, and the future. Oh, Jacob Marley, oh, Christmas time, be praised for this. I'm on my knees, Jacob. I'm on my knees. It's here. My things are, they're still here. I am here. I don't know what to do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I will live in the past and the present and the future. The spirits of all three shall dwell within me. Be gone from me, apathy. I will live in the past and the present and the future. The spirits of all three shall live within me. Away with you, greed. May never succumb to you again. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drug man. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what day it is. I don't know how long I've been with the Spirit. I don't know anything. I'm quite the baby. Hello there. Hello.
Hey?
What day is today?
Why, it's Christmas.
Christmas Day. Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. The Spirit did it all one night. Well, of course they did. They can do anything. Hello there.
Hello?
Do you know the poulter's on the next street but one at the corner?
I should hope so.
Oh, an intelligent boy. A remarkable boy. Do you know if they still have the prize turkey in the window? Not the little prize turkey, the big one.
The one that's as big as me.
What a delightful boy. It's such a pleasure to talk to him. Yes, my buck.
Well, it's hanging there now.
Well, go and buy it.
You're crazy.
No, I'm going to go and buy it and bring it here so I tell them where to deliver it. Come back with them and I'll give you a shilling. Come back in less than 5 minutes. I'll give you half a crown. Oh, this is going to be wonderful. I'll send it to Bob Cratchit. He won't know who sent it. It'll be such a great joke. No comedian has ever thought of a joke as good as this will be. It's Christmas morning. What a beautiful, beautiful morning it is. I need to get dressed. I'm still in my nightgown. It's a beautiful day. I need to be out. I need to get dressed and go about. And all the spirits did it. I'm still here. And it's going to be I've never felt like this at Christmas time before. It's such a beautiful feeling. Oh, I want to keep it all the year. I want to keep it all the year. Oh, my hat. Where's my cane? Where's my cane? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Now I'm ready. Now I can go outside. And I can meet the day. A beautiful, beautiful Christmas day. Oh, there's the turkey now. Hello there. Hello, Merry Christmas.
You don't want the culprit is your turkey. This ain't no just now, is it?
No, Jess, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm in earnest. Take this and deliver it to Bob Cratchit in Camden Town and make it anonymous.
Camden Town? On foot? Carrying this large turkey? Are you Barney? That'd take the whole day.
You're right. It would. You must have a cab, right? There you are. Merry Christmas.
Why, thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Beautiful day. Oh, I get fresh air. The air is so good.
Mr. Scrooge! Oh, Mr. Scrooge, I'm making every endeavor to get that payment, sir. Please, sir, just a little more time. I have a new position and
Beth, my dear woman. Happy Christmas to you, Beth. Let's take your debt and delay the payment by a few weeks, huh? Interest-free.
Mr. Scrooge, are you all right?
Furthermore,
You're not seeing yourself.
Furthermore, come and see me tomorrow. I might have a new position for you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Such a nice day. Oh, such a nice day. Oh. Good morning, sir. Madam, how do you do? I hope you succeeded yesterday. Merry Christmas to you both.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that's my name, but I fear it may not be pleasant to you. I beg your apology, and would you do me the favor of...
Lord bless me.
My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
Yeah, not a farthing less. There's a great many back payments involved in that, so please, come and see me. Hey,
I have no idea what to say. He's such a magnanimous.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Just come and see me. Will you come and see me?
We will.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. Thank you 50 times. Merry Christmas. Oh, what time is it? It's getting near dinner time. I think I'm going to go visit my nephew. I think I'll go see him. See what he's doing. Now over here. See my nephew. Okay. It's a wonderful, wonderful Christmas morning. Oh, okay. This is my nephew's house right here. Okay, all right. Let's see.
I'll get it.
Oh, how do you do, my dear? Is your master at home?
Yes, sir. He's in the dining room, sir, along with the mistress. I'll show you, please.
No, that's all right. I know my way. He knows me. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you. Fred?
Why, bless my soul, who's this?
It's I, your Uncle Scrooge. I come to dinner. Will you let me in?
Let you in. Uncle, it'd be a delight to have you. Everyone, this is my uncle Ebenezer. Uncle, this is my wife, Mr. Topper, and my wife's sister.
Scrooge, we're delighted you came. I hope you're staying for dinner.
Oh, yes, of course. And games? Will there be games?
Why, yes, I expect there will be.
You know, when I was young, I used to love to play Blind Man's Bluff, but I'm not content to just sit and watch that. But I do enjoy a good game of simile. Oh, or that new game, Yes and No.
Scrooge had an excellent time and got to know his nephew and wife.
So you're saying that he came around full circle? Now I get your reference.
Scrooge kept the spirit of Christmas all day long.
Throughout the day, no matter how tired he was, he uttered a jovial, happy Christmas to passers-by.
Some of those who had known him were quite surprised at his change in demeanor.
But his real test was yet to come.
Because it's easy for a monk to remain holy on a mountaintop, but what would happen when exposed to the avarice and greed of the counting house?
He came in early next day to the office. Oh yes, he was eagerly early. He wanted to get there first. Catch Bob Cratchit coming in late. That was what he had really planned on.
Mr. Cratchit, what do you mean by coming in at this time of day?
Very sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
You are? Yes. Yes, I believe you are. Step this way, sir.
But it's only once a year, sir. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday. There was an unexpected large turkey, and we were so grateful.
Well, now listen here, my friend. I'm not going to put up with this anymore. And therefore, I'm about to raise your salary. Merry Christmas, Bob. A Merry Christmas, and I wish you in many, many years. I will raise your salary, and I will endeavor to assist your struggling family, and we'll discuss your affairs this very afternoon over a Christmas bowl of smoking bishop, Bob. Now, make up the fires, and go and buy another coal scuttle before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was like a second father.
He became as good as a friend, as good as a master, as good as a man, as good as the old city knew, or any other good old city, town, or borough knew in this good old quarrel.
He had no further intercourse with spirits. He kept to the total abstinence principle ever afterwards. And it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if that can be said of any man alive.
And so our song of joy ends, our Christmas carol. And as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us, everyone.